What's going on, guys? It's DJ Nightfire. I'm new to this, and so I just thought, what am I gonna do for my first video? So I decided, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game. Yes, I'm an 18-year-old, and I play a children's card game. It's okay, whatever. I've been through it, but I love the game since I was little. I met some guys when I got to college, and they were playing, so I was like, you know what? I'll bring up my old decks, and then it went from there. So for anybody that's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player out there, power to you. Keep playing. It's fun. It's crap. It's always good to have good people to face. I've seen people on YouTube have these like deck listings that they'll show how they built a deck, why they built it that way, and I thought it'd be pretty cool if I did that. I'm gonna do one that I haven't seen yet. Chaos. Now, for anybody that's a real Yu-Gi-Oh player, they won't understand what chaos is. It does a lot with light and dark monsters and such, remove them from play and things like that. There was a structure deck that came out called Dragons Collide, and it brought a little bit of a flair back to this style of chaosing, and made it a little bit faster, made it stronger. It's really neat idea, and I thought I'd show you my deck build for it. It's my first time, so give me a break. But yeah, chaos is interesting. Normally, chaos type is monsters. They remove from play a light and dark monsters in your graveyard to be special summoned. So it opens for your normal summon, all kinds of stuff. This deck I made is all around that. Now there's a few things in here that I'm sure some people would probably be like, well, I will do this and I'll do that, and that's fine. And you know what? As a duelist, your whole point is to build your deck, make it better than anybody else's. So you don't have to take my idea, but mine could be a little basis to go off of. I really put some thought into it, and so far none of my friends can beat it. That's not saying much, I guess, but it's gotta lose sometime, right? So anyway, here I'm gonna follow this camera down right quick, and I'm gonna get to work on this deck here, and I'm gonna explain every bit along the way. Okay, so. Alright. Just checking where it's at. Alright, that should be good. Okay, so this is how it works. I'm gonna start with the spell cards, move to the traps, and then the monster cards. Now this deck is a very monster heavy deck. But it's for a good reason. So here, I'm just gonna go ahead and start by showing you this. Let's start with the different dimension cards, okay? So just lining these up right quick. Alright, good. Burial from a different dimension is limited to 1. Now, when you start removing from play a lot of monsters, you're gonna run out sometime. So what you do is you use this card right here to put them back in your graveyard to use again. This card right here is pretty cool. For one of your remove from play monsters, you can special summon it and equip it with this card. This is particularly good with the Red Eyes Dark Dragon that I'll get to later. And the a really cool neat part about it is that there's only 3 cards in the deck, 3 monster cards, 1 Blacklisted Soldier, Envoy at the beginning, and 2 Chaos Sorcerers that can't be touched by this card. So that's why it's pretty good. Now you could argue already that this card should be at 3 or even 2 or even 3. But I have it in 1 for space sake, and I will explain all of that in due time. Alright, so moving on, we have card destruction, and we have reasoning. Alright, so card destruction is, it's limited to 1. These are both limited to 1. Card destruction is great because you can throw stuff to the graveyard, including light and dark monsters. I have ways, if you actually throw away something you wanted, like a Chaos Sorcerer or something like that, I have ways of bringing them back to the hand later, and I'll get to that. But this is really good for just destroying the hand. Maybe your opponent got something good in the hand. Well, now they don't have it anymore. Reasoning is really good because your opponent, it's almost like a free summon. You're gonna mill some stuff. You might mill Blackluster or Chaos Sorcerer, and that's fine because, like I said, I have ways of getting it back to the hand. Also, you can use those because they're light and dark monsters, but it pretty much is a free summon, or it just cuts the deck down. Either way, it's a good card for the build. Moving on to our at one staples here. Obviously, while Monster Reborn is there, the only cards you can't affect again are Blackluster and the 2 Chaos Sorcerers I have. Dark Hole, or I'll get to that in a second. Foolish Burial is good. Like, let's say you got that one light monster in the graveyard, that one dark monster. You Foolish Burial the other type, and you can get your Chaos monster out really fast like that. Or there's other combos you can do with it, but that's the specific one that I normally do with it. Dark Hole is really good. You can blow up the monster field, and that sends your monsters to the graveyard. So that means you're putting light and dark monsters, because there's a lot of them in here, putting them in the graveyard to fuel for Chaos Summons. Now this deck fuels a lot around Chaos Summons, and that needs to be evident. This is how I play this deck, and it works really well. Okay. I have 2 Monster Reincarnations. Now this is really good because of cards like Chaos Sorcerer or Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning that can't be special summoned except by their own ways, and can only be summoned by a special summon of that kind. So that's great to have. Now I have a little other surprise in here for you, but I'll get to that in a minute. And then as for that's all for the spells, right? It's all for the spells. Now for the traps, I have this, and that is all I have for trap cards. This isn't necessarily a competitive deck, otherwise I might be doing Solemns or something. But Needlebug Nest, trap card, activate it. Mill the top 5 cards of your deck. Simple as that. And you're like, why? Well, this throws light and dark monsters to the graveyard, and again, you're gonna hear this a lot in this little video. But this is a great way to get things going pretty good. So Needlebug Nest, I love it. I love the card. Another thing is you can set it on your turn and activate it the moment your opponent draws their card for their turn or something like that. Or if they missed it, you can just chain it. It doesn't even matter. But yeah, it's really great to have. So alright, so that's gonna be all for our magic and trap cards. I'm gonna put this on the side here. Next, we're gonna move up to our monsters. Now I'm gonna start here with dark monsters, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start at monsters that I have at 3. Then I'm gonna go to monsters with 2, and then 1, just for the sake of doing it. Now a big key player that makes this deck just ferocious here is the fact that I'm running 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons, right? Now this boy right here, he's a madman, alright? He's mad. It's got plenty of dragons in here, so there's plenty of fodder to, just normal summon a dragon, banish it and get him out, use his effect to pull a dragon from the graveyard or the hand, It's just simple as that. And it's a dark type, so if he's in the graveyard, you can use him for those tricky little plays. Now, great combo I like to do is get them out on the field, and either in my hand or graveyard special summon one of the 3 Mirage Dragons I got. Now this is an old as dirt card, but I find it well in this deck. It's a light type, so it counterbalances the 3 Red Eyes Darkness Metals. They're dragons, so they can be thrown around a little bit, and they're 4 stars, so you normal summon them. 1600 attack is pretty decent. I used to have Alexandrite Dragons, and the 400 attack decrease kind of hurt, but at the same time, with this card out, your opponent cannot activate trap cards during the battle phase. So those tricky little mirror forces, stuff like Sakuretsu, Magic Cylinder, Scrap Iron Scarecrow, stuff like that. Dimensional Prison. It's not gonna happen with this card on the field. And like I said, I like to combo it by bringing out Red Eyes Darkness Metal and use its effect to bring him out if I can. It's a really great little combo because it's 2800, 1600, swing, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, moving on from there, we're going to go into our cards that I have at 2. Now, a big one is going to be, if you couldn't already tell, there's a little bit of mill in this deck. Card Trooper is at 2, otherwise I'd have 3 of them in here. It's great. You get them first turn or any turn, you just put them down, you mill 3 cards, and you fuel them for that chaos. It just speeds it up like that, you know what I'm saying? But that's all that's really to say for him. Now another one in his little bit of a family, I got two Raikos. Before I move on, I want to say they're Earth type, so they can't be used for the fueling of the summons of Chaos monsters. But that's perfectly fine. They're just that good. Raikos, however, can because they're Light type. So Raiko here, he you put him face down, he gets attacked or something like that, flipped. You destroy your card and then you mill 3. That's great. That's perfect for putting it in the graveyard and such like that. And like I said, he's light type, so he can be fuel for the fodder of the machine. Now here's where I was coming to play with those monster reincarnation ideas. I have 2 Herald of the Creations. Now this card is not limited, but I choose to use 2 because it's pretty much like 4 monster reincarnations in my deck. Now this card here, I'm kind of new to it, but it says once per turn you can discard 1 card from your hand to add 1 level 7 or higher monster from your graveyard to your hand. Now this will not get you a Chaos Sorcerer. However, it will get you your Black Luster, and it'll get you one of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragons if you so should need to pull that out. It's a really good card, and here's the thing, it lets you discard, so you can throw another card to fuel the Chaos Summon. It's really neat how you do this, and it's not over-exaggerated, trust me. So more on the light side, Eclipse Wyvern. Now this card is just like a staple for this deck, because what it's great for is, you can Foolish Burial it, or you can blow it up with any amount of things. The needle bugs here are great for this. Anything that mills it. If this card is sent to the graveyard for any reason from anywhere, you can pull your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and that's what it's meant for. It can only actually pull that because of the way I have the deck set up. But yeah, pulls out Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and then when this is removed from the graveyard, that Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is going to go to your hand. It's a really neat little trick to do there. I'm not running it at 3. Kind of for capacity's sake, but it's a dragon, so it can be pulled out with Red Eyes Darkness Metal, or if you have a Red Eyes Darkness Metal in your hand and this card in your hand, you can normal summon it, banish it, bring out Red Eyes Darkness. So it's a great little key saver there for you. The next one, we're going to get into a Chaos monster here, Light Pulsar Dragon. Now this card is a must. This card is like one of the best parts of the Chaos deck. The fact that it's a dragon means that it works with Red Eyes Darkness Metal. It's a light type, so it can be used as fodder, and it's a Chaos monster, so it can be summoned in such a Chaos way. Its other effect is that if it's in the graveyard, you can send a light and dark from your hand to the graveyard to special summon it. All you do when you do that is that you set up to summon another Chaos monster from your hand when you use that effect. So that is a perfect thing for this deck. The other thing is that if you, let's say you have a Dark Flare Dragon, or you have Whitehorn Dragon, which I'll get to, or you have, one of these bad boys in the graveyard, when he's sent from the field to the graveyard for any reason, you can special summon it. Now can you imagine that? He gets sent to the graveyard, special summon him, and you can use his effect on your turn to bring him back, or something like that. It's really crazy. It's really good too. To a dark monster here, the Dark Crusader. Dark Crusader is 600 attack, 4 stars. Is a monster you can normal summon if you have to. Dark type, but his effect lets you discard a dark monster. So you're fueling for the chaos there. But he also gains 400 permanent attack points. So every time you do it, each turn you do it, he gains 400 permanently. It just adds up and up. And if you're looking for a big old beat stick, he is your perfect guy for that. Now, backing him up on that is Snipe Hunter. Alright, so I got Snipe Hunter at 2. He's great. You can discard any card from your hand and roll a die to try to destroy cards on the field. Now, this is really key for a lot of things. You just try to destroy that big old monster you couldn't get rid of, and you're trying to get rid of your hand so you can chaos summon or whatever. Like I said, you're gonna hear that a lot. But yeah, he's really good for that. Dice rolls, it's all in the luck, but you get a a 2 out of 3 chance of destroying the card, so that's pretty cool. Next at 2 is actually semi-limited Necro Gardener. The Necro Gardener Dark type, you gotta have him in this deck, man. You have got to have him, because he's a dark type, and all these ways of throwing to the graveyard, milling, and all that kind of stuff. Just negating the attack if you have to. It is perfect. It fits the deck like light swarms, if you ask me. Alright, now the next Chaos monster is going to be Dark Flare. Now, to be honest, I kind of want to take one out if I can get another Whitehorn Dragon, which I'll get to in a second. But I'm going to take it out. I rarely use this card, but when I do, it can cause some damage. Now, here's a little trick which you can do. you send you know, like you got any dragon in your hand, throw it to the grave, and you can send, you know, Eclipse Wyvern from your deck to the grave with his effect, right? And when it does that, Eclipse Wyvern's effect's gonna fire, get Red Eyes Blart and spell out of play, and then his effect, the rest of his effect's gonna happen. You can remove from play the Eclipse Wyvern from your graveyard, and then you're gonna get Red Eyes to your hand. So instantly, you throw away a dragon, you threw that dragon from your deck, and you remove that one dragon from out of play, and then Red Eyes Dark is gonna be in your hand. It's like, well, that was pretty cool. But yeah. So, and then one of the most important Chaos monsters is going to be Chaos Sorcerer. Now, I know y'all know who that is. This guy's, he's pretty beast. He's been around for a long time. And, you know, removing one monster from play per turn, that's pretty daggone good. So, if you don't have this guy, I don't know what the heck you're doing in Chaos, but, you know, you need to go on somewhere. Now, I'm going to get to the cards that I've won. Whitehorn Dragon, like I said, I want to take a Dark Flare out if I can find another one of these guys. It's pretty cool. 6 stars, so he's in the same tribute range as the Dark Flare. He's not a Chaos monster, and he starts at 2200 attack, but his effect is what gets me. If he's normal or special summon, you can select up to 5 spell cards from your opponent's graveyard and remove them from play. Now, not like your opponent's going to grab their spell cards anyway, but you increase the attack of this card by 300 points for each card removed from play by this card's effect, and that's a permanent. So up to 5, up to 1500. That means he can get up to 3700 when you bring him out. He's a dragon type, so Red Eyes Darkness can cycle him, and he's dark type, so you can use him for the formula of summoning chaos monsters. Next up I have Sangan. He's a dark type. Alright, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you I have I believe I have 15 dark types and 13 light types. And the reason for I used to have it balanced completely, but then I put Dark Crusader in there, and he has to discard a dark type monster. So I have a few more dark types in there just for him. Sangan is good because you can pull what was it? You can pull Honest. You can pull actually you can pull Card Trooper, Raikou, and you can pull this next card here, Morphine Jar. Morphine Jar is amazing for this deck. He's another Earth type, so he's there with Card Trooper. But you know, you put him face down, and no matter how many cards you have in your hand, they're gone. When he flips, they're destroyed. They go to the graveyard. That's fueling the fodder machine. You draw 5 cards, so you draw in some chaos or something like that. It's really intuitive. I think it works pretty good. And he's only at 1, otherwise I'd have more than 1. Honest, let's be honest. If Honest could be at more than 1, I would probably have him there. Because of his effect, he can protect my light monsters and throw himself to the graveyard in the process. Plus, it's just fun to use if you can normal summon him, swing on him for 1100 and bring him back to the main phase too. If that's all you think about. But he's light, so he fuels the machine, and he just goes well with the deck. And last but not least, the final card in the deck is going to be one Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. This card is probably the best card in the deck. If you can get this guy out, you are guaranteed to do some bad stuff. Let me tell you. You know, whether it be remove from play one monster they have, or destroy a monster they have by battle and attack again. Shoot, they might only have one monster. If you get a Chaos Sorcerer out there, remove from play any other monsters, get that one monster destroy, and then swing directly for 3,000 points of damage. This card is a beast. He came off the ban list. In my honest opinion, he shouldn't have. Konami right now is kind of effed up because they're trying to unban cards so you can fight the oncoming onslaughts of wind-ups and Insectors and Dino Rabbit. But anyway, this is probably the best shell that this tank cannon has. And if you can get this buddy out, then you're going to be in some good stuff. So that's going to be all of my Chaos monsters, or all of my monsters for the Chaos deck. And mixed with the Magic and Trap cards. This deck is at 40 cards, and it is very operational and functional. Maybe you take some tips from this, maybe do your own thing or whatever. But thanks for watching. This is DJ Nightfire, and I will be back sometime with some maybe some other deck lists or whatever else I can think of. So see you, YouTube, and I hope you have a great day.